Alright, so we are back for another video, and yeah, it's been some time since I made a video here in this channel. But yeah, we're here in our new studio. It's a different look. Yeah, it's still under construction, but this is the first time that we're shooting here in this new studio. And yeah, for today, we're gonna check out actually the TinHi-Fi P1 Max. So another planar from TinHi-Fi, but now this is the Max version, and a bit more expensive as well compared to the P1 and P1 Plus. And of course, yeah, TinHi-Fi, the T3 Plus. They have been releasing really good stuff in the past months. So really excited to check this one out. And of course, this from Hi-Fi Go. Of course, big thanks for sending this over. So I already unboxed this, but in the box, you're getting nice selection of tips. You're still getting the trademark foam tips from TinHi-Fi. But now it's not that organized compared to you know, the Tin T2s of the world. So those are still a bit more, I would say, premium in the packaging over what you're getting with the newer TinHi-Fis. Maybe it's a cost you know, reduction thing for them. You're also getting a TinHi-Fi pouch as well, so no soft hard case here. So I would love it to have a hard case, of course. So going to the cables, the cables is a bit different compared to the usual maybe TinHi-Fi. Actually, the cable reminds me of the Kinera cable in a way. It's the Kinera Freya cable. It feels premium in the hand. It's not you know, the thickest cable, but definitely the build quality is really good. You're getting that straight plug as well at the top, and of course 2-pin connector. And going to the IEM itself, actually the IEM is a bit maybe different compared to the usual TinHi-Fi as well. So you're getting that maybe normal IEM shape, the usual IEM shape. So it reminds me of the Tin T3, but actually this one doesn't have fins. So this will be a bit more safe to the ear. Some people doesn't like fins. I do like my fins because it's a bit more stable. But this is maybe a bit more safe for more people, a bit more comfortable to wear as well. And if you look at the side, you're getting that maybe hex design. It's actually one of the maybe more understated looking TinHi-Fis that I have seen. So compared to the P1, P1 Plus. So those are metal in build. This is more resin plastic, even compared to the Tin T3. So this is a bit more understated in the design. So you're not getting that gold trims that you're seeing with the Tin T3. Whether you like that or not, of course, that will be up to you. But for me, personally, I would love it to be maybe to have a bit more bling. So yeah, especially for a Max you know, IM version. So actually, having used this, the fit is very safe for me. So if the KZs, TRNs of the world works for you, this will work for you as well. So it's you know, quite breathable to the ear. It's not that big of an IM, so this will fit most ears for me. Maybe one of my issue is just you need to maybe adjust it from time to time to maybe get the perfect fit. So it's not as easy compared to other IEMs to get the perfect fit here. Maybe foam tips will help more in the, you know, finding the right fit. But when you're using maybe silicone tips, it's not. So you need to maybe move it around to get the perfect fit or a good seal as well. But after getting the good seal, no problems. Quite breathable to the ear. Quite comfortable for a long listening session. It's not that heavy of an IEM as well. So you can wear this for a long listening session. So going to the sound quality, I was actually pleasantly surprised with my overall listen. So it still has that maybe P1 and P1 Plus vibes to it. But this one is a bit more toned down, a bit more maybe reference kind of sound compared to those two. So this is for me is an upgrade compared to the P1 and P1 Plus. It's a bit more mature sounding for me compared to the other TinHi-Fis, which is yeah, a bit different compared to the trend that you know, TinHi-Fi is going for. That the TinHi-Fi maybe tuning is going for a bit more fun. Maybe they're playing a bit more with their tunings for 2022. So it's a very slight U type of shape to the ear, but with still some treble elevation at the top. So you're still getting that, you know, TinHi-Fi treble there. It's a clean sounding IEM overall because of that maybe planar presentation. You're not getting that lush presentation, smooth presentation of maybe some dynamic drivers. And it's also quite tight of a presentation as well. So again, because of that planar presentation, the tightness is definitely there. So actually the signature maybe reminds me of the Tin T3, but maybe toned down the bass here a bit. So going to the bass, so the bass is definitely a planar type of bass through and through. we're getting that tightness of the bass, which I really enjoyed. That speedy bass as well. And this is speed with more maybe impactfulness to the sound, maybe compared to other BAs, that maybe it's lacking a bit of maybe impact or weight. So this has still some weight to the bass response here, but still some tightness to the overall presentation. So you're still getting that maybe planar slam, that you're getting that ample bass response here. So for a lot of maybe bass tracks, even for some K-pop, I listen to some K-pop, the bass response here is really nice. The presentation though, it's not this is not the bassy pair for me, so the bass quantity is ample, but this is not a bass heads pair for me, so this is still a bit more toned down, especially compared to maybe your other dynamic driver presentations. So the bass here is not overwhelming, no mid bass bleed for me, so really controlled bass here overall. So yeah, for the bass response, I'm really happy with the bass here. I think it's one of my favorite parts of the spectrum for the P1 Max. Going towards the mids and the vocals, so I find the vocals for both a male and female vocals to be recessed in the mix. Male vocals a bit more so compared to the female vocals. The positioning of the female vocals is a bit better for me. And the presentation as well, it's actually quite tight in the presentation, clean in presentation as well. So this is not going to be your full smooth type of presentation in the vocals, and because of that maybe slightly recessed nature in the vocals, so the vocals is not front and center in the mix for me. So it's not lacking at all for me. It's not maybe veiled to listen to. Still a bit more recessed compared to maybe other IEMs, like for example the Moondrop Kato I do like, or maybe the Starfields. I do like the vocals there more compared to what you're getting with the P1 Max. And the vocals as well, when presented, again, it's not overly aggressive, so it's a bit more toned down compared to other IEMs. So actually some people might find this maybe a bit too toned down, so it will depend on your preferences there. If you are used to maybe more lively presentations, more aggressive presentations, you might find this a bit more toned down than what you would like. So it's a bit more reference for me compared to maybe other tin hi-fis that I've listened to, and that is definitely welcome for me. So for the vocals, I would say this is not a vocal-centric IEM, but the presentation of the mids is pretty good for me. Going to the top end, so definitely this has that tin hi-fi top end here, extended top end, and again, micro detail, it's definitely there. Still not as much as maybe your multi-driver systems, but it's definitely there. This is the weight of the cymbals. Actually, this one issue for me of the top end. So you're getting that ample top end. So for acoustic tracks, this is actually nice. It brings out maybe the liveliness in the acoustic tracks, or maybe percussions. It's really lively to listen to. However, in some tracks, it does have a bit more splashiness for me than what I would like, a bit more peakiness for me than what I would like. So yeah, it has that peak that makes maybe some instruments in some tracks maybe too unnatural for me to listen to. So this is one of the major issues for me. But again, the micro detail is definitely there. So going to stage above average for me. Say not the biggest that I've heard, but not so bad overall. And separation is pretty good as well here because of that maybe clean presentation in the vocals. So some quick comparisons here compared to the maybe 10T3 Plus. So over the 10T3 Plus, this has maybe a bit more tight presentation. Again, more clean presentation as well, and also the bass as well. A bit more toned down for me in the mix. But yeah, I would say maybe the top end here is a bit more splashy compared to what you're getting with the 10T3 Plus. So yeah, even if the 10T3 Plus is a bit more cheap, the top end there, actually prefer the top end in the 10T3 Plus more. But you're getting more micro detail with the P1 Max. So pros and cons there. First is the Moondrop Kato. So the Moondrop Kato for me has better vocal presentation. So the vocals there is a bit more open to listen to, a bit more revealing for me to listen to. And for me, the top end in the Kato is better presented than what you're getting with the P1 Max. So those are the quick comparisons here with the P1 Max. So conclusions. So this is a bit different compared to the usual tin hi-fi that I've listened to, especially the trend moving to 2022. So it's a bit more reference kind of sound, which is definitely can be nice, especially for a planar kind of sound. We're getting that ample bass for me at the bottom, that impact, and still some speed. The mids, pretty good presentation as well. So not a mid-centric IEM, but the presentation of the vocals is really nice still here. So the top end, that's just my issue here. So the splashiness is a bit too much. So not the perfect IEM for me overall. So for me personally, this won't go to my top 5 because of that maybe top end. So in overall as well, I still prefer the Moondrop Kato over what you are getting here. So still not bad, I would say. I did enjoy my listen here. This is what I use for working. I listened to this while working, and I did enjoy still my overall listen. But of course, compared to my favorites here, some parts of the spectrum still didn't push through. So that's my take with the P1 Max. Of course, if you learned something, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. So I'm still working on some of my reviews. I'm still not finished. I actually just grabbed this and try to randomize what I will review in the future. But let me know what you want me to check out. I actually do have the Moondrop 2 in the studio, in the other studio, so I need to find that and bring that here so we can do the review. But let me know what you think as well of the P1 Max. Do you like it, not like it? And maybe compared to other IEMs that you have, do you like the P1 Max more? Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, nice to see you guys again. And hopefully I can finish my other reviews really soon. But that's it for me. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt review. Goodbye.